Okay, day 115, this is part 7, and a nice rain here tonight. One of the great things that Task Force and I get to do is meet people every night, and it changes us. We don't ever have a preconceived notion. We talk to a lot of people that have grown up in really tough situations. Tonight we talked to a guy who did 15 years in Lorton, Virginia, and he turned his life around. He went out and got a degree after that, and just Task Force, pretty amazing guy, really, and just, you know, so I'm going to give a plug, and I don't normally give plugs, but I mean, I really think this is a great organization. Just having talked to about 5 or 6 of the members, and it's really grassroots. So I know this is not going to mean anything to people that are not in the Maryland area, but this Boys To Bowties organization is kind of a, I don't know, kind of just like bootstraps. I think of just like, we don't want to hand out, we want to hand, you know, we just don't want anybody in our way. And we just give a chance, and they're running a candidate here in the congressional seat, or the county seat in District 7. And I would say, you know, for everybody in Maryland, just please support their effort, because I said to him, I told him my story about the street light in the Bronx where near where my son's hospital is, and they had a little convenience store, and they were lamenting the fact this street light was out. And they said, oh no, you can't get the street light fixed. So I went to the Bronx precinct, and I said, I'm going to go to Beacon Free Press, and then I'm going to the New York Times. If we can't get a light, they'd said they tried for 6 months to get this light fixed. If we can't get this light fixed, I'm going to go to Bronx Free Press, and then I'm going to the New York Times. We got to get that light, because women are afraid to come at night to come get food for their kids because they're scared, because there's no light on the street. It wasn't until they thought that the New York Times, they didn't care about the Bronx Free Press, when they found out that the New York Times may pick that story up and make them out of the bad guy, the next day they fixed that light. So I went back into the Spanish gal in Spanish, my broken Spanish. Actually, my Spanish is not that bad. And I said, you know, la luz. I said, yeah, you know, perfecto, you know. And they were like, yeah, you don't need to help us anymore. We got the light. So I told this guy, I said, you know, from Boys To Bowties, it's one light at a time. That's politics. We're talking about potholes on the street. You call in, just be honest and say, we're going to try to get out there as soon as we can to fix that pothole on that street. That's what it's about. It's all local. All politics is local. All this other stuff. I'm sorry, this has turned into a winder, but anyway, I just, you know, I saw how much interest Task Force took in these folks, and we talked to all the group, and I really think it's worthy of support. So if you can spare a few dollars to help Boys To Bowties, we met 5 or 6 of the folks that were involved. Yeah, and I think it's a really great organization, and I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't give an endorsement unless we both felt very strongly that it was a good endorsement. Yeah. Agreed?
I agree, and I think, you know, when you have a guy that served 15 years, right?
Yeah.
And he's meeting a police officer, a former police officer who respects him, the human being.
He's a great guy.
And we can share our stories, and our thoughts about humanity, and they actually are the same. And they equal absolutely the same. And you know, he invited me to come to a Boys To Bowtie event and, you know, take the heat from these young men. And I said I was very willing to do that and to explain my position. And, you know, you can't get greater growth than that in a community.
Yeah. And Task Force, if you don't know, had done a lot of things with challenging gang members physically with mountain bikes, you know, challenging them to beat the cops up to the top of the mountain, and a lot of programs like that. And this is what, you know, we do a lot of anti-corruption stuff, and it does kind of wear on you after a while, anti-corruption, corruption. And there are great programs and great people, and I guess we wanted to put a little bit of weight on the other side of the balance. Yeah. So our lift ride is here, we're gonna go. And sorry about the long winder, but I do think Boys To Bowties is a good organization.